excuse me when I talk because I'm a little under the weather. Why is it the ones that aren't being looked at the most sound the sanest? I mean, I like what Hillary says. I like what Obama says. I love what Kucinich says. Or I like what Edwards says, but they are looking like they're trying to buy a spot from the American people. They're like, well, if I was president, blah, blah, blah. And then you listen to Kucinich and you listen to Biden, and they're talking to you. I don't want to be talked at. And when I listen to, lately when I listen to Hillary Clinton, Obama, and Edwards, it's like they're making a speech at you. That if I were president, I would do this. And then you listen to Kucinich and you listen to Biden, and they're talking to you. It's like it's not a speech they're making. They're just telling it like it is. And unfortunately, people aren't looking at that. They're looking at the top three because that's what it seems like the media is pushing it. And I just read a few comments on the page here, and it was like saying, "Oh, too bad that Kucinich. I like Kucinich the best, but he's not going to win." Oh, with an attitude like that, of course he's not going to win. You've got to vote for who you think yourself is going to be the best candidate, not what the media thinks or not what the world thinks or the country thinks. You've got to vote for yourself, not saying, well, I'm not going to vote for him even though he sounds the best candidate because he can't win. Why is that? Why can't he win? I would love to see the two sanest people in right now that I've seen or listened to is Ron Paul against Dennis Kucinich. Now that would be a hell of a matchup. But they probably won't get it because they don't look presidential. Because they're two little men, if you want to say. I don't know how big they are, but they make them look little, small, weaselly, if you want to say. I mean, the comments on the board alone is just a joke. I mean, and then something like when George Stephanopoulos talked to Ron Paul and asked him, what is your goal? And he goes, well, to win. And he turned around. I don't know if anybody saw this. And said, well, that's not going to happen. Stuff like that, where the media throws in their bullshit. That's where we've got to stop and listen and look. I mean, on the boards, Ron Paul wins everything on the internet. Polls, he doesn't. Why is that? Are the polls being run by the media? Are the polls ever being run by the media? Are they actually calling who they want? Is that how it goes? I mean, think before you make these comments. Well, I like him, but he's not going to win, so I'm going to vote for somebody else. I've heard too many people say that. I've heard way too many things like that. It's unbelievable. When my mom says that, I would vote for him, but he doesn't look presidential. It's like, how are you supposed to look? Are you supposed to look like Mitt Romney? So our presidential candidates are going to be Mitt Romney and Hillary Clinton. Why? Because Hillary Clinton was Clinton's wife. Yes, she's a great senator, probably. Yes, she loves America. But when I listen to her talk, I just don't believe her sometimes, and I want to. When I listen to Kucinich talk, it's like just nice and flow. Biden does another one. He's awesome. Says it like it is. Yes, you're not going to get a candidate that is perfect across the board. We know that. You know that. I know that. Nobody's perfect. Everybody's going to make mistakes. But think about it. Think when you go into that voting booth, who do you want? Not who do you think the rest of America is going to want? Or who do you think the media is going to want? Or who is the best looking hair? Or who's the cutest? Start getting smart and voting for the issues. Vote, vote, vote. Don't sit there and not vote for somebody because of how they look. And unfortunately, that's the way it's become in our society. You turn on the TV and you got all these people in. That's another whole story, and I'll get into that later. But again, vote for who you think is the best, not who's ahead of the polls, because that's where we get sidetracked, and that's where we let the media and everybody else tell us, we're wrong, what we know we're right, at least on that issue. All right, thank you very much.